Odell Beckham piece in Gentleman's Quarterly previously interviewed LeBron James. We were talking about he's a sensitive person. You said you're sensitive, Odell's sensitive. What would worry you? What would be a troubling sign, Mark, to you in Cleveland? Week 5, week 6, something happens. Where would you, with your insight now, go, oh, this is not the direction, not the pivot I want to see?
You know, I think that if you start to see his body language, you know, Odell, for better and for worse, he's really transparent, right? And I think that when he's upset, you can see he's upset. When he's really happy, you can see he's really happy.
How long did you sit down with him, talk to him?
We spent like a full day together, and then we met at the shoot before. And I've obviously like met him a few times at different events and mutual friends and stuff like that. But he was really hospitable. But I think that the thing about Odell is that, you know, he is really transparent. And so I think we'll see early if he's feeling this situation. And Odell, to me, is one of those talents that he's only going to be happy if they're winning. He's only going to be happy if he's playing well and contributing to them win.
So his production and winning does alter his personality.
Yes. I think if they're losing, no matter what, if everyone's nice to him, if he likes everybody he works with, I think that he's still going to be upset because I believe he wants to win. And when he says that, I think we should believe him.
Historically, Cleveland has had people who become global icons, and they all leave. LeBron left, Rockefeller, Steinbrenner, musicians.
Yeah.
To New York, to L.A., Drew Carey, they move on.
Right.
It's not a place where global icons move to.
Yeah, it's not.
So my initial thought was Cleveland wouldn't have been his first choice.
I'm sure it wasn't. In fact, I know it wasn't.
How do you think it'll work based on the fact that he is, when I think of Odell, I think of New York, Hollywood, Paris.
Yeah.
I don't think Cleveland. I do think cities matter.
But you made a really good point earlier that I think answers this question. In you know, a digital age where social media is king, how is Odell Beckham Jr. getting lost in Cleveland? What is he going to do that I would miss in Cleveland? Nothing. So I don't think he loses anything, and I think that idea of going to I'm from Kansas City. I'm from a Midwest city.
Yeah.
So you know I pull for all the Midwest cities.
Sure.
I want them all to win and get all the stars. But the idea that somebody's going to get lost in that, I just think is antiquated, and I don't think it's real. And when you're as big as Odell, you bring your own following. The only thing that he's going to not have to deal with is like, you know, in New York City.
Paparazzi.
Well, that a little bit, but he'll still have to deal with some of that in some form of it. I mean, everyone with the phone is a paparazzi, you know, and he's learned that the hard way. So I don't think he's going to lose anything. In New York City, we're tough. And I wouldn't live anywhere on the planet. It's my favorite city in the world. But when you are an athlete in New York City, you gotta deal with the day. You gotta deal with the posts. You gotta deal with the daily news. You gotta deal with it.
Mark,
you know?
if there's a personality that works in New York, Derek Jeter talked and never said anything.
Yeah.
Joe Torre talked and never said anything. Eli Manning talks and never says anything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's almost a personality profile. Sam Darnold, by the way, in New York. Sam Darnold doesn't say anything. Didn't drink on his birthday.
Yeah.
Like New York adds the intensity. If you're intense going into that intensity, it can implode.
Yeah.
And so you think it sounds like you like him actually out of New York City.
I think it's good for him. Another thing that I think it'll do quickly is when there's less social distractions and things to do that are just fun, you know, who are you going to hang out with? Your teammates.
Or your dogs. You said he loves his dogs.
He loves his dogs, yeah. So I think that, you know, the best thing that the Browns could do is get that team to gel as quickly as possible. And for my prediction, selfishly, I want them to because I want this chip in the first year.
Yeah. Mark Anthony Green, author of Odell.
It's online right now.
It's online right now.
Yeah, go check it out.
So you said you spent a day with Odell Beckham. When you're with him and he's ever out in public, I've been around a lot of pro athletes in public. NBA guys can't hide.
Yeah.
6'9.5" can't hide.
Yeah.
Odell, mobbed, uncomfortable, comfortable. Is he comfortable with his stardom?
I've seen him when we were together, obviously in other scenarios, extremely comfortable, really hospitable. The thing about Odell is he kind of gets, you know, he's a showman. Like, he is a true, like, natural entertainer. If he didn't have a single athletic bone in his body, I think he'd be doing something else in entertainment. And so I think he loves that. I think he wants to be a big star. This we know. So
some people, Jay Cutler legendarily hated being talked to, seen in public. Like, some people just don't like it. He likes it.
I don't think you can say you hate to be seen in public and then you have curly locks as like a black dude. You know what I mean? Like, you're going out of your way to like be seen. And I again, I think that is the best thing. If you care about the NFL, you care about you need people like that.
Well, and you say he's comfortable with it, so I have no problem with somebody drawing attention to themselves and they're comfortable in that space.
I think he loves it.
Okay, Mark Anthony Green, it's Gentleman's Quarterly. For some of you guys, you need fashion, start there. Secondly, it's a great interview.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
That was great to meet you, too.
Hour 2 next.